That's a mesh one. Is that a mesh one?
Yes, I have a portable classroom,
So here we are with Don Pellerin, the Percussion King. He doesn't have his crown on, but we know it's there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad to see everybody. You can't see, but there's everybody there. Give me a big cheer. All right. Today we're going to go over, not this one. Oh, we will, but anyway. We're going to go over this on how I get drummers to read. Okay. It's going to be on SharePoint. And there's going to be 15, I call them words, that we're going to go over. And here's a couple of variations that you can use with drummers that can keep time. And they can have some fun and not bother too many people. All right. First of all, we're going to go over why I did this. And I did have one of those. All right. First of all, if we're going to read, going to be able to write. When we do reading, we're not always going, no, okay? We see it as a word. So I was frustrated with trying to do that with music, and I figured, you know what, there's got to be a better way. So I divided them up, and I figured, well, let's do it there. So we're always going to be based off of 4/16 notes to start, okay? Because I want to read and take advantage of that reading. All right, so normally we go with number 1. This one here is going to be clever. It's going to be called number 2. This one, still clever. Can anybody guess what this one is?
3.
You are correct. You may win a prize. And then we have our number 4. Fantastic. All right. So what we do here is normally we're going to play the 4th one. And we're going to go right, left, right, left. We're going to try it with our hands, see how that works. And then we're going to see if we can put it together in the context with something else. So we're going to try 1. So we're going to use our feet for the 1. We're going to do that. Then we're going to go number 2. And for 3, we're going to put them down here. And then we're going to play number 4. Okay, so let's just try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent, fantastic. Okay, so that works. Now, what I'm showing here, which is on there, it's going to be nicer. It's going to be the right hand lead system. And that there is fine for now. When we get to number 5 here, it's a little bit different. Just a little bit different. And then number 6. And then number 7, I'm not known for my penmanship, but anyway, that's all right. So I'm going to put some sticking here so it makes it easy where you don't have to think, you just react. So here that's going to be right, left, and left. Here it's going to be right, right and left. And here's going to be right, and I always tell the students, what's missing there? There's 2 in the middle. So that's going to be right, miss, and then left. Not 4, but left. There we go. So we're going to be going through these, and first of all, we're going to go try these. And the right hand lead system is supposed to simplify the reading because you're not thinking anymore, it just reacts. Excuse me? I had to sneeze. Oh!
Bless you.
There's probably another one coming. All right, so we're going to try now, if you guys want, you guys can have a clean piece of paper that we can work on. I'll get you guys some music stands. You know that instead of what I'm looking at on the board. And you can maybe put a page right there, they can see that as well. Now, There we go. All right, so now we're just gonna all keep it here on the knees, okay? So we're gonna go, let's try 1 to 4 again, see how that works. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go opposite you guys.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go, this is gonna be your right, that's gonna be your left. Okay, so we're gonna try from 1 to 4, and then we'll try the others after. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 4. 4. Good, excellent. Now, I just want to try this first, okay? So we're gonna go right, left, left. All together, 1 and 2 and. Good, you guys are fantastic. All right, we're gonna try number 6, okay? And that was gonna be right, right, left. So we'll try it. 1, 2. Good, again, 1, 2. You in the back there? Yeah, keep it up. Then we're gonna try this one here. Now, if it seems difficult, we're gonna ghost the 2 middle ones. So we're gonna go 1, okay? So let's try it nice and slow. Yep, so we're gonna go nice and slow. 1, 2 with. Okay, so that's what it should sound like. So if you wanted to do it a bit quicker, okay, so that's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna try it with number 4 with our feet, and we're gonna try and see if we can get down to number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. You guys had it? That was good. Let's try from 5. 1, 2 and. 1 and 2 and. 1, 2 and. Excellent. Now you may be wondering, how can this help in my teaching with drummers that are this, when we start the method and we don't know what to do? Well, I'm going to go on the drum set here and I can show you how. Okay? So if I have some drummers, and let's say we're going to be playing something by Bruce Pearson, and we're going to be playing something that's going to be there. Okay? If they're on the drum set, I can ask them to play along. And I'm going to play number 25, which is pretty much a beginner at some point. And we're going to play that along and see how that goes. So I'm going to add probably a pattern. And I'm going to add some stuff, just so you guys get it. But it's going to be with this right here.
Technical difficulties. Please pause.
Never happens.
Is this an acoustic set?
It is. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. Come on, TV.
Is it plugged in?
It is, yep. It's got yes, it is. If my finger worked all the time, that'd be great. So I'm going to play along.
One
I'm gonna add
step
some
at a
stuff to it.
time. 1, 2, ready, play.
So what I've done is, if you can see on this here, on the example here, that's what I have done. I put a simple beat there, and that's the variation that goes down. Okay? All right. Now, let's see if you guys are really good. I'm going to play one, and I need you to identify which one I'm playing. Okay? So, what would this one be? Yes. What about this one? 5 is great.
1.
Excellent. So there's a game. Now, you could play it as well if I went like this.
2.
Okay? So I'm just looking at the rhythm itself as a 2. Now, as we go farther with this, there's gonna be rests that are involved, and there's more difficulty, but it happens. But we're gonna try to go through everything right now. We're gonna get some snares, and we're gonna go through it together, okay? All right. And I'm gonna show you exactly.
Do, 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 do.
Did I imagine that it said bring your own snares?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
It's just that Lindy didn't have one at Wabanaki because they didn't buy a snare drum for them. Why would you need one?
What about a drum set?
Why would you need a drum? Why?
Just bring one.
We're sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of married to the camera right now.
All right.
They're enjoying the conversation we're having. So.
Excellent. So you're
I
gonna
need
stand
to
it.
know what you call that drum set. That's what I need.
Oh, no, you don't have to be standing.
I need that.
Well, is yours go ahead? No, okay, well, you guys can sit down. I'll stand up.
I'm also short, so
It's
that's.
okay. All right. Now, is this still rolling?
Yes, it is.
Okay. If I'm gonna be playing snare drum, I have these here for some reason, but anyway, I wanna make sure that the height of the drum is equal to my belt buckle, which is right there. So my hands are in a good position. I'm just gonna have my arms hang beside me, and I'm just bringing this out, and I can play. Okay. So right now we're gonna play. We're gonna play. Our number 4 is gonna be played on the rim, and then I'm gonna be playing the rhythm on the snare itself. Okay. So you guys got that in front of you. All right. So I'm gonna play, and then you can play. All right. So I'm playing number 1. I'm going to explain that again. We're going to play on the rim.
Oh, on the rim.
On the rim. And then in the middle. So let's start again. 1 and 2. One. Now number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Ooh, you guys are great. 2 and 2 and. Okay, we're gonna go off the rails.
I was eating the air. I lost my count.
That's okay, that's no problem. So, one thing that we can do when we're starting is just to make sure that they're playing. Now, this here is nice because this snare is loud, normally. Got that ring. So here's just a piece of cloth I put on there, and it makes it more condensed, so it's not as harsh on the ears. Okay, so that works well for that. Now, if you're going through the number 1 and the number 2 and number 3, I would often ask my my percussionist to really, I put this up here. And I'd say, okay, you guys are going to be playing that all the way through. So at one point, then I'd ask them, what's that? Number 1, what's this?
Oh,
Say me breathe.
3,
And this is?
4.
And that's?
Say me breathe.
All right, so we're going to try and see if it works with number 1, with the standard of excellence. Turn it down a bit.
Is that on YouTube?
No, it's on, you type it in there and it comes up.
I can put that link on SharePoint as well.
But is that for standard of excellence?
I'll
Oh,
come in,
I've
yeah.
never seen that.
It's a website. Guy Brown.
Yeah.
I've always
Now that you're
Guide you
tuned
down.
up, we're ready to begin
So-
with page 6, number 1.
I guess I should have
Time
went with
for
number
band.
2, but anyway,
Each piece will be played
So,
twice.
instead
the
of
first time
playing,
you will hear your part played with the accompaniment. The second time you will hear the accompaniment only.
and
I'll help you
still
start
got
each
a lot
time
better
by
to
giving you a count off.
this,
Here we go with number 1.
I would
Time for
repeat.
band. 1,
So would they play, we play,
ready,
and we're gonna go.
play.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, at one point when,
1, 2, ready, play.
okay. Also, you can have your instrumentalists that are pretty good, they can follow the same thing, doing the articulation or whatever, so that works. Now, what is fun though, is when we get into some of the latter numbers, like number 8, so we'd have here, and then maybe something like that. Okay, so here I have number,
1, 2, 3.
that's 8, and then there's gonna be 3, right? So then all of a sudden, we bring in, oh, this is syncopated. Oh, okay, great. So let's try that with number 2 this time. See what happens.
Number 2, the fun continues. 1, 2, ready, play.
That made a difference because I didn't know how that did.
Okay, so it's just a way to get them engaged instead of always just playing the same thing over and over. So if they're engaged, chances are they're not gonna be going. Okay, but if they're bored, that's when trouble starts, okay? And if they're back there, they're gonna be ready, you might as well get them to play something complex what's there. They're more engaged, they're looking at you instead of looking at their phones or, or trying to do something that's not that great. Now, one thing I always like to do is I like to have variations. So this part here is just a checklist, okay? So that checklist says play them in combination with all the drums. So here you're gonna see snare drum, tom 1, snare drum, tom 2, snare drum, floor tom. So if we just go the first 4, I'm gonna play snare drum, and so I'm gonna get this combination. Let's say I'm gonna play 3 and 4. Okay, now the next combination would be, I wanna play that with, the second one is, can anybody tell me?
Snare drum, tom 1, tom 2, tom 2, tom 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna be going, then I'll be going, then I'll be going, and, okay, it's just to get them engaged again with being proficient on the drum set. You don't want to see them going like this, you don't want them going, okay? You want them to be stable on their throne, okay? As the king, I have a throne, okay? That's the drum throne, that's what they call it. So anyway, but you don't want them wobbling everywhere. You want them extending. Okay, all right. Now, every drummer is going to have one hand that's, stronger than the other, okay? And this here is going to be one of the best thing they're ever going to do, okay? We're going to introduce a triplet, all right? So the triplet is just to balance out the hands. So we're going to go 6-8, gives you an opportunity to go to 6-8, okay, good times, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have one up there. Now here it's going to be really important that they never, ever use the same hand twice, okay? So we're going to have right, left, right, left, right, left. And when you send them with this at home, tell them that they have to do it 156 times in a row to be really good at it, okay? And the reason I say that is because they think they have it, and they don't. But if they can do it 156 times in a row, then they might just get it. So we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna go reverse with you guys, okay? So first of all, let's go right, left, right, left, right, left. Now, the count is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you
It
start
was
counting.
easy slow.
I know, but that's the thing, you're supposed to do that slow, okay? And if you have a practice pad, I'm gonna show you one of those that we have here. You can still buy these.
It's easy when you go slow, and then the faster you go,
I'm
your hands
sure.
don't want to move,
You know what?
don't want to stay on
That is a great idea right there. But if you don't, you can have one of these, and you can have them in the back going. It's not that bad, or they can play it underneath, okay? You can get some practice pads that go underneath, or practice pad. Or you can get some pillows. If you got some cushions, put them in the back and have them play the cushion, okay? Now, the goal would be to be fast enough, you know, to be able to do some stuff that's kind of fun. But it's to strengthen this hand and to put it in a position of power. Now, where it becomes fun is when you use it on a drum set, okay? Where again, I've got two surfaces. And these are the surfaces. And then you can get faster on a set that's really good. Okay? But if they can do that, their hands are going to be better, and it's going to be a lot more fun for them. Any questions about that so far? No? The triplets? I'm not sure if you can put that on SharePoint, but you can take a picture of that. It's so beautiful. Anyway.
It's in the video.
It's in the video, that's good. But that there is the key to really good percussion on mallets as well, to make sure that their left is there. Okay, now, we're gonna check out, I always like to have something and then do some variations. So here's another page, which will be on SharePoint. It's gonna be magical. You got one? Okay, so here's an old solo that I had called Solo 9. Now, you can play it on the drum set, or you can just play with the hands. We're going to try just with the hands. Well, with the hands first and see how far we go. Can you guys identify the words that we're using here?
Snare drum, tom one, floor.
Well, I haven't had any variations yet. But if we're just looking at these
Oh,
rhythms,
sorry, words.
Yeah.
Oh.
the words.
1, 2, 4.
That's right, 1, 2, and 4. Okay? So 1, 2, and 4. So when we look at it, we can play it on a drum set, okay? Or you could play it on a snare where you'd have maybe the middle of the snare and back here, and then maybe side right, okay? If you wanted to, or you could have another, you know, or here we go. We're gonna use our music stand. All right. So put your music stand to your right, and we're gonna use that. Okay. So we're gonna try. First of all, we're just gonna play the first line, the first two lines, and see how we do. Okay. So we're gonna play it as is on the snare. That is just the original. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to stick with that. Now we're going to try variation number 1. So we're going to go here for the snare drum. Okay, it's going to be there. The number 2 is going to go on the rib, and number 4 is going to go on the music stand.
You
Okay.
them at the same time?
1, 2, 4.
Yep. So 4 is going to be here. Okay. So we're going to do the first 2 lines again. See how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
I still want to move.
all right. That's good.
It's concentration to know which one goes there.
It is, it is. Now, when you're going to be teaching somebody on a drum set to go from the floor tom to the drum, you want to explain it like as if they're 2 surfers, okay? And when the wave comes in, this one comes up, that one gets out of the way, and it comes down. because if not, you're gonna be hitting your hand, that's not fun. So if I'm going from here, okay, so let's just try 4, 2, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, all together, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and. At slow speeds, it's not a big deal, but if you're gonna be going, okay, you wanna have that established already, okay? So now let's take a look at variation number 2. So we're gonna have snare drum is gonna be on the 1, the tom's gonna be on 2, snare drum on 3, floor tom on 4, for everything. Okay, so we're dividing that by 1, 2, 3, 4, the beats in there. Okay? Someone get it.
You change your
Snare, so 1.
It's always gonna be
2,
snare, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see how that works? 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
No, my bad.
Okay, so that there's great for that. Now, our other one here is going to be variation 3, and I'm going to play it on the drums. Okay, so I'm going to play a beat, and I'm going to get you guys to try it. Okay, it's going to be magical. It's going to be fantastic.
Magical.
Yeah, it's going to be magical.
What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, that's why I messed up on the.
All right.
Only 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I'm going to play again. We're just going to do the first 2 lines. See how that works. Okay. So, but I have snare drum, tom, floor tom. All right. So here we go. I'm going to play the beat. We're going to go. Now, I want you guys to play along with me. So I'm going to play the beat, and then you play along with me.
This one, that
Yep.
one, this one, that one.
Yep. If you could, bring that one closer to your left, and try to hit on the bottom, because that's where you're going to be. You're going to be playing that. So hit the rim on the bottom. There you go. Yeah. So let's try it together. So I'm going to play the
treating
beat.
these like the 2-word fragments we were doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. 1, 2, I play the rhythm. And together. Okay, so that there could work if you have a drummer that's, I can do that, that's great. So that is one page that has, 4 different ways to look at it. So you have it just straight on the snare, you can bring it, and you can make more variation what you want. So that there's one thing with that. All good with that one?
Yes.
Question?
So when you're doing these exercises, it's just in the context of a concert band, like you have all the instrument sections with you, or is this like a sectional that you would approach?
This is, I've got 4 individuals back there that are rolling their eyes because it's so, it's so easy that they're like, oh, I want to play drums. So if they want to play drums, give them the opportunity to play drums. And, and if we can talk a little bit about how to play the drums, which here, on this one here as well, you have the feet that are on the bottom that are doing this. Okay? And if they're good enough for that, that's fine. If they can play a beat, that's great. But at least they're doing something more constructive than, like, I really enjoyed the Standard of Excellence. It's great, it's a good builder, but percussion-wise, it's pretty slow. Okay, and if it was me in that position, I'd be just like, it would just get on my nerves, because I want to play drums. You're gonna play, So if you got some, that's really good.
See, for my setup, I have like, I'll do my little whatever with my winds and my brass, and then I have just snare drum, and then I have xylophone players. So to know that I could just say, you just turn your stands like this, and then they have something that's automatically more complex. It's
Yep.
good to know.
Yep. And the thing is, if, because the woodwinds need to play long tones, like they need to, because if not, they're not developing. But as percussion, you need to develop your hands. And doing this is not gonna be getting where you need to go. So, while, let's see, old Bruce Pearson has to say here, but you could have them playing. Again, the long tones are low, but number 7, here's more of a march, okay? So it's a march.
Number
I go
7,
4, 2, 4, 2.
Band on
Okay, so,
Parade.
and I say that, you guys know what it sounds like,
1,
right?
2, ready, play.
Am I going down? Where do I walk? So at least they're engaging, they're seeing stuff. It's shown in the book at the end, but sometimes you're never gonna get to that. So, it's a lot better. Somebody coming in here.
Sounded like. I wasn't sure if it was you or not.
Was it me? All right, any other questions that you have?
Well, it was affirming, knowing that you put supplemental on the board, because I was like, am I just weird? Because that's how I felt when I was trying to, as I do middle school, I'll do a concert band unit.
Yep.
So it's good to know, like, I'm automatically gonna be doing this right away. I'm just gonna change, get the words on the board and use
Yep.
that as their format. I like the rest in between, so that they have a break to reset their brain too. I like that very much.
Now, once you get to number 25,
Yeah.
or I say 25 on there, if you get the 5 notes, you can have them use, like with your woodwinds, they can go da 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 da, and you can put them in the game as well. So, and they can go 1, 2, da 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 da, and then the other one. Hey Nick, how you doing?
Okay, I grab the pad. I didn't think anyone was here.
Go ahead, grab what you need.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem, no problem. Now I know you're sneaking here every night. No, go ahead.
No, I thought it was only Wednesdays you had people in here.
Today's a special day.
Have fun, guys.
Thanks. All right, so, yeah, it works percussion-wise, but when you get, like, even if you have 3 notes, and all of a sudden they're just engaging on knowing there are 3 notes, not looking at anything, sometimes you'll get a better tone from them, and because they're just going, okay, I'm gonna play these notes, the low, mid, high, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm playing these fun rhythms, and it's more rewarding, I think, at some points. Unless you're playing flute and you're still going, but anyway, I digress. But anyway, but at least if they can play one sound and they can play multiple things, that's kind of fun.
When it comes to like buzz rolls and rolls in general, sustained sound, this first, like,
Yes.
and then that
Because-
later, because they don't have the dexterity to handle.
Well, what happens is, with those buzz, great question, by the way. With those buzzes, normally they're based off of sticking, okay? Because if I'm gonna be playing a 5-stroke roll, the stroke looks like this. But I'm gonna be doing doubles. Okay? So if they're confident with this, then later on, you can tell them you're gonna do twice each. Okay? And then they can work that. Now, where the buzz comes in, that's why I really like the triplets. Because you want that bounce. Now, if you can use it in a triplet, now I'm gonna put a little bit of an accent on there. Now then they're having it's nice and really smooth. Instead of having the dominant hang on. Okay? So that, because the triplets are there, triplets are super, super important to balance this. Because if not, you're doing. Yeah, you just really want to have nice and smooth. And then I just tell them to kind of press into the top here next to the rim, okay? Because you're going to get more, more of a bounce. Here it's tougher. Here it's easier. So once they get that feel, okay, I'm going to switch between 4s and 3s. Can you, and if you hear the change, just raise your hand. So. Maybe not. Anyway, I was switching between.
You were just so good, no one noticed.
You in the back, did you notice? That's all right.
I did an opposite.
But, and if they're wondering, like, what they want to do, it's just, there's a little punt, a little bounce. They're really doing like, now, what I like to do, especially if they're doing doubles, I like to give them these
Oh, lovely.
brushes, because it's nice. But you want to kind of have a release. I don't know if you can get this close, but you want to release.
Wait a sec.
You want to release and pick up. That's the goal.
You have them across the stick brush before a brush, so they know how to feel or regular brush.
Well, I like the brush because then they can work hard on going, but they're never going to go really fast. But they're going to go faster this way. And then I get them to turn the sticks around a little bit, and then they can get that more. And they're just concentrating on the drop, pick up. And then that kind of works that way. Okay. Now, if we're going to be looking at maybe a 7-stroke roll, well, the sticking is going to be, and it's going to be, which kind of works. Great questions, though. Any others?
You give private lessons?
I do. Could we bring the setup over to the real drum set? And just want to talk to you guys a little bit of what a drummer that's open-handed. So anyway, that's it. Okay. All right. There. Okay. Hi. Now we're here at a better drum set. If you're going to be playing drums, the right hand needs to be the captain, and everything else kind of flows that way. If I'm going to be playing kind of a shuffle, my bass drum has to follow the same thing. I don't want to be going. Okay, it's got to be in context. Really so. If I'm going to be playing rock, it's got to match. I can't go. So it's got to match whatever the captain's doing. So if I'm going to be playing maybe some jazz, right? So it's just got to be in context. And if I'm going to be playing a roll on the toms, I want to make sure that I play it really nicely and a little bit louder than the snare. The snare is always going to cut, especially if we don't have these on there. Okay? But sometimes, especially in a big setting, you're not going to really hear the low toms. So I always hit them a little bit harder so it's kind of balanced. Now if I just take these off and I play, be all right, but within a band setting, you may want to hear those toms, and I might go just a bit louder, just to make sure that happens, all right? And there's a bonus page that I'm going to give you for drummers that really want to work on their stuff at home, and it's going to be involving the word for the foot. Okay, I'm going to get the page so I know what I'm talking about. So this one here has the word for the feet, and I'm going to show you a couple of those. So they're just 2 bars, so I'm going to play one on the bass drum here.
Excuse
And
me.
if you can see, I'm just gonna add some are gonna be good, some of them not so much, but anyway. So we're gonna go 1. Good. I'm gonna go word 2. Now, some kids are not gonna be that fast right that way, but you can slow it down. And you can get them going, okay, number 1 and 2 is gonna be fine. That's fine. 3, they might wanna slow down a little bit. Number 4, same thing. Okay, and the rest are there as well. And then there's some combinations that happen at the bottom here, which is a lot more fun. Here's a combination of 7 and 8, which is common. That's kind of fun. So I put 7 with a whole bunch of them. So students can have a lot of fun with this one. Let's try 7 and 10. So just a lot of fun, especially if you have a student that's really, really, really interested in drums, has a drum set at home, says, how can I get better? Throw some of these there and see what they can do. Okay? So hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves. The crowd here is just so huge, but it's not the quantity, it's the quality. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.